Welcome to SST Edupedia. I'm Assistant Professor Nishita Singh and today we'll be doing a topic from the subject Commerce 1. This subject is available for semester 1 for FY BCom class. Previously we had done or we have understood what is Introduction to Business Environment. Today we'll continue the topic and understand that what are the constituents of this business environment. But first let's have a little recap. So what is business environment? Business environment consists of all the internal and external factors or forces that influence the working of a business firm. So एक business environment क्या होता है? हर वो surrounding, हर वो factor या हर वो force, भले ही वो अंदर का हो internal या external बाहर का हो, जो business को affect करता है, उसको हम लोग business environment बोलते हैं. जैसे कि हम अगर अपना environment की भी बात करें, the environment in which I grow up, in which I live, in which I function, तो obviously मेरा environment, मेरा society, मेरा culture मुझे influence करता है. वैसे business के भी आजू बाजू के जितने भी चीजें हैं या फैक्टर्स है वो उस बिजनेस को भी इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं एंड दैट इज नोन एज बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट. Now we have two kinds of environment, internal and external. Internal matlab the environment which is within the business. For example, the employees, the company policies, the company vision, mission, etc. And then the external environment which is beyond the business. मतलब business के control में वो नहीं आता है. जैसे it could be the competition, the market trend, the government policies and etc. So again in external environment we have two kinds of environment, micro and macro, but that is something which we'll do in the upcoming slides. So now factors of internal environment, we'll look at the first section, internal environment. Mission and objectives. So हर कंपनी का एक कोई गोल होता है, एक ऑब्जेक्टिव होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर मेरी कंपनी एक फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनी है एंड वी से दैट वी डिलीवर द बेस्ट काइंड ऑफ फार्मास्यूटिकल ड्रग्स टू ऑल टू द एंटायर ग्लोब, देन आई हैव टू मेक श्योर कि मेरा जो इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट है इट इज मोर प्रोग्रेसिव टुवर्ड्स रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट, कि मेरी जो फर्म है वो रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट में ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रही है इन टर्म्स ऑफ मनी एज वेल एज ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज. So this will ensure कि मेरे जो drugs है वो हमेशा up to date है and they're constantly matching the standards of the market. Then we have plans and policies. हर firm का या हर business का कुछ plans and policies होता है. So obviously they are going to affect on how you function. जैसे अगर हम employee policies ले तो depend करता है ना कि वो policy कैसी है, क्या वो employees को happy रख रही है, नहीं रख रही है. So उसके basis पे पता चलेगा कि employee कितना contribute कर पा रहा है उस firm को. Right? Or there could be other kind of plans like future में अगर मेरा expansion का plan है, so I will have to start working right away, and if I'm working for expansion plans then obviously it will affect my business currently, even if it's a positive effect, but still it will affect me in some way. Then we have human resources. That is one of the most crucial factors working in under the internal environment of a business. So human resources मतलब कहता है human force, the people who are working in the organization. So पूरी organization भले कितनी भी technologically advanced हो, कितना भी capital हो, लेकिन अगर उसका human resource weak रहा, मतलब क्या? We do not have dedicated, sincere, intellectual employees working for our business, then obviously the business won't grow despite of having everything. So human resources plays a huge role in changing or shifting or creating the internal environment of an organization. Next we have physical resources. So it could be the machinery, the infrastructure, the equipment present. So अगर मेरी technology up to date है लेकिन वो machinery उस technology को match नहीं कर पा रही है, so obviously मेरा business affect होगा. अगर मेरा infrastructure poor quality का है तो obviously again मेरा business affect होगा. Transportation में issues रहा which comes under infrastructure, logistics, supply. So whatever physical resources I have, अगर उसमें कहीं भी कमी बचती है, so it will affect my business. And then we have financial resources. So obviously I may have the best employees in the world, but if I'm not able to pay them, if my financial resources are lacking, or if I have great ideas but I cannot invest my money anywhere because I do not have money to invest, so उस great idea का क्या फायदा? So you may have again everything, but when one of these factors, if you do not have a good plan, if you do not have good human resources, if you do not have the proper physical resources or enough financial resources, so any of the lack of these factors will or can make your business stagnant or lacking. So इसलिए ये सारे जो factors है जो internal environment को affect करते हैं उनको हमको constantly analyze करना जरूरी है. देन द कॉर्पोरेट इमेज। अब वो कॉर्पोरेट इमेज खाली बाहर के लोगों के नजरों में नहीं, तो एक कंपनी के खुद के एम्प्लॉयज के नजरों में भी कैसी होती है, मैटर करती है। इफ आई डोंट थिंक गुड अबाउट माई कंपनी, आई वुड नॉट गिव माई 100%. सिमिलरली, इफ द मीडिया, द पब्लिक, द कस्टमर्स, दे आर नॉट थिंकिंग वेल ऑफ माई कंपनी, देन आई वोंट अट्रैक्ट न्यू कस्टमर्स और आई वोंट स्टे इन द मार्केट फॉर टू लॉन्ग. सो ऑब्वियसली ये जो इंटरनली एनवायरमेंट आप क्रिएट करते हो आपके कॉर्पोरेट को लेके, जो इमेज आप क्रिएट करते हो, वो बहुत जरूरी है एक बिजनेस के लिए. Then labor management relationship. Labor are basically the workers in your factories, in your industrial units, and then management is the one who is ordering them. So उन दोनों का relationship भी अच्छा होना चाहिए. अगर labor खुश नहीं है management से, तो फिर वो लोग भी अपना 100% नहीं देंगे. Strikes होगा, constantly demands होगी to increase the wages or to provide more facilities, and this will disrupt the flow, the smooth flow of a business or manufacturing. So that's why there needs to be a cordial labor management relationship. Then other factors such as research and development policies, the career advancement policies and so on. So एक कंपनी इन सारे इंटरनल चीजों पे जो उनके कंट्रोल में होती है, वो कितना ज्यादा मैनिपुलेट कर सकती है, कितना ज्यादा अपने बेस्ट वे में यूज कर सकती है, वो सब आता है इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट में. नेक्स्ट वी हैव एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट जो कंपनी के कंट्रोल में नहीं होता है. सो द बेस्ट वे, सी ऑब्वियसली द कंपनी हैज टू एनालाइज द एक्सटर्नल एनवायरनमेंट इवन दो इट इज नॉट इन देयर कंट्रोल, बट एटलीस्ट दे कैन शिफ्ट और दे कैन चेंज अकॉर्डिंग टू द एक्सटर्नल नीड्स. बट इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट दे हैव टू कॉन्स्टेंटली कीप एन आई ऑन इट बिकॉज वो पूरा उनके कंट्रोल में है. सो दे हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट दे आर यूजिंग बेस्ट ऑफ देयर रिसोर्सेस. Yes, so external environment. Now again, as we discussed, there are micro and macro. So micro environment is the factor or are the factors which directly affect the business. जैसे कि अगर कस्टमर ले लो, obviously मेरा बिजनेस कस्टमर के वजह से ही खड़ा है. If there is no customer, there is no business. So micro environment which comes under external, customer is external to my business. Obviously वो मेरे internal environment में नहीं आता है, लेकिन वो डायरेक्टली मेरे बिजनेस को अफेक्ट करता है, इसलिए वो माइक्रो में आता है. Whereas in macro you may have the government policies or you can talk about the technological upgradation कि मार्केट में नई टेक्नोलॉजी आई है, अगर मेरी बिजनेस वो टेक्नोलॉजी को नहीं यूज कर पा रही है, so that is an external factor, but then it does not affect me directly because I do have other resources as well, but it will affect me indirectly because somewhere I will be lacking. Right? So micro they affect the environment directly and macro they do indirectly. So let's look at the subcategories. Now in micro we have the customers. As I told you, customers come under the external environment. We do not have control over customers' choices, tastes, preferences, but then we have to keep an eye on them क्योंकि वो हमारे business को greatly affect करेंगे. That is but obvious. So that's why we have to keep on analyzing how to identify customer tastes and choices or changing preferences. Then we have competitors. Again they come onto the external environment क्योंकि वो हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है, but they directly affect us. अगर मेरा कॉम्पिटिटर उसके प्राइसेस को मतलब बोलते ना रेड्यूस कर देता है, तो ऑब्वियसली उसके प्रोडक्ट को ज्यादा खरीदा जाएगा इन कंपैरिजन टू माय प्रोडक्ट. और अगर उनकी क्वालिटी मेरे प्रोडक्ट की क्वालिटी से सुपीरियर है, सो पीपल विल चूज दैट प्रोडक्ट ओवर माय प्रोडक्ट. सो ऑब्वियसली द कंपटीटर इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी अ थ्रेट टू द बिजनेस एंड आई हैव टू कीप एन आई ऑन द कंपटीटर्स एट ऑल द टाइम्स. देन वी हैव सप्लायर्स एंड सोसाइटी. सो सप्लायर्स डायरेक्टली मुझसे कनेक्टेड है. अगर मुझे टाइम टू टाइम रॉ मटेरियल नहीं मिलेगा, मुझे सप्लाईज नहीं मिलेंगे, तो फिर मेरे बिजनेस को अफेक्ट होगा ही. सो आई हैव टू गिव अ कॉर्डियल रिलेशनशिप विद देम एज वेल. Then the society, the society in which I am operating my business in. So अगर उस सोसाइटी के वैल्यूज एंड स्टैंडर्ड्स के साथ मेरा प्रोडक्ट मैच नहीं करता है, मेरा जो प्रोडक्ट एक सिंबल को रिप्रेजेंट करता है वो मैच नहीं करता है, तो ऑब्वियसली आई वोंट function. Now in India we have a lot of sacred value for cow and its milk, and that's why in the Indian context Amul brand, yeah, it is the मतलब foreign में भी है वो famous, but in India Amul is a very reputed and very trustworthy brand because we have such a mindset regarding cow and its milk, right? So Indian market में Amul का जो place है, so उसकी वजह से उसका प्रॉफिट मार्जिन या उसका ग्रोथ काफी कंसिस्टेंट एंड इंक्रीजिंग रहा है. And the last micro part is the channel intermediaries. मतलब whatever channels we use to conduct our business, ठीक है? So the supply channel, the distribution channel, how I distribute my product in the market, क्या transportation या कौन से agencies को मैं use करती हूँ, ये भी directly affect करेगा कि मेरा distribution time to time हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. जैसे आप किसी प्रोडक्ट को खरीदने अगर मार्केट में जाते हैं एंड आपको उस दुकान में प्रोडक्ट नहीं मिलता है, सो यू गेट वेरी डिससेटिस्फाइड कि मुझे यही प्रोडक्ट चाहिए था बट ये क्यों नहीं मिला. सो नेक्स्ट टाइम ऑनवर्ड यू विल थिंक ट्वाइस कि ये इसके पास जाओ या नहीं जाओ, हमेशा ये प्रोडक्ट इसके पास होता ही नहीं है. यू विल स्विच टू अनदर प्रोडक्ट एंड एक बार तुमको दूसरे प्रोडक्ट की हैबिट लग गई देन यू गोन बैक टू द फर्स्ट वन. सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट कि आपके जो चैनल्स है वो टाइम टू टाइम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करें. सो दीज वर आर माइक्रो फैक्टर्स विच इन्फ्लुएंस द एक्सटर्नल एनवायरमेंट. Now we look at the macro factors. So here we have financial, legal and international. So financial factors if we talk about, obviously अगर समझो जो भी financial policies है या financial standing है overall, अभी का current example अगर हम लोग लेंगे recession, right? So financial standing of all the companies are little bit dicey here, so it is going to affect the business nonetheless. So and on top of that, what kind of investments you are into as a business, even that counts. So आप आपके finances को कैसे manage करते हो, ठीक है, तो वो आता है यहाँ पे. Then the legal resources in the macro environment. Now, if the government keeps on changing policies, or there are certain things you have to abide by. Like if you're a company, you have to go through the Companies Act 2013, Companies Act 2002, FEM Act of 1993. So there are a lot of rules and regulations which you have to follow. Right, you have to consider all these legal acts and stay under their scrutiny at all times. You cannot break any laws, right? And they keep on getting updated. So you have to keep a track of that as well. So that is something which is not under your control and it affects you indirectly, right? So that comes under the macro environment. Then the international policies, like the trade relations that we share with the countries, different countries, or the foreign policies. For example, we have World Trade Organization, WTO, we have NAFTA, we have SAPTA, we have ASEAN, we have EU, that is European Union. So we have these different trade blocks, what we call as, or trade unions. तो इनके साथ हमारा मतलब बोलते ना रिलेशनशिप कैसा है, हम कैसे उनके साथ कॉमर्स एंड ट्रेड कंडक्ट करते हैं, सो वो भी हमारे बिजनेस को अफेक्ट करता है. Right, so here we have technological, political and cultural changes. So technologically, as I told you, अगर market में कुछ technological updates आते हैं and if my firm is not up to date to the technological aspect, then obviously it is going to affect my business. Yes, I had been doing business for a long time, so I have those old methods to go through my business, but still whenever there is a technological update, like let's take example of the COVID situation, if you were not technically updated, then obviously your business was at a loss, right? So we have to be technologically updated. That is an external factor and it affects us indirectly. Then the political factors, as I told you, the kind of political surrounding or situation which is existing in your country. Like some of the governments, they support liberalization and privatization policies. Ki haan, that you as a business can expand yourself, you can open markets or branches in different countries. But then another form of government may be restrictive, that they do not encourage liberalization or privatization. They are more into the public sector. So ऐसे टाइम पे आपके बिजनेस को काफी limitations face करना पड़ेगा. So the political atmosphere, if you talk about the war-like situation or cold war-like situation, riots in the country, so again your business will be affected, right, indirectly. So the political situations will affect the business environment. Then the cultural aspect, as we took the example of Amul milk in India. So we are completely surrounded by Eastern values, whereas the Western country have Western values. They are more into different kind of clothing, different kind of lifestyle. If you even talk about the trend of having bikes and motorbikes, trendy funky bikes, ये भी West से आया है. In Eastern context, we did not have a particular inclination towards automobiles. So ये सारे ट्रेंड्स भी कैसे कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट के वजह से हमारे बिजनेस को अफेक्ट करते हैं. टुडे इफ यू गो इनटू द क्लोथिंग सेक्टर, देयर इज मोर डिमांड फॉर जीन्स और वेस्टर्न काइंड ऑफ क्लोथिंग, बिकॉज हम लोग उनसे उतना इन्फ्लुएंस हुए हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाई बिजनेस और फर्म विल आल्सो थिंक टू एक्सपांड इन दैट पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर, राइट. Then we have demographic, economic and natural environments. So demographic is the demography of your country, that is the population size, the age group, the race, the ethnicity. So obviously as a business, if you have to target a particular group of audience, then you have to check. जैसे कि अगर हम लोग automobiles या vehicles की बात करेंगे, let's again take the example of motorbikes, right? You can attract the youth or the teenagers, but then you won't attract the old population, the old aged population through these kind of products, right? So they will rather prefer cycles or cars at the most as a family person. So आपको आपकी डेमोग्राफी को भी कंसिडर करना पड़ता है, so वो भी बिजनेस को अफेक्ट करेगा. Then there are the economic conditions existing in the country. Again, as I talked about, recession ho, inflation ho, yeah, whatever economic policies the government is advocating, that policies you have to follow and consider. Then there is the natural environment, that is the climatic condition, the actual environmental conditions which are prevailing in your country. Like if we talk about the Mumbai suburban areas or Mumbai in general, then it's a tropical area and we face a lot of humidity. So we do not have the demand for woolen clothes or winter clothes as much as here. राइट सो हमारे पास वो डिमांड उतना नहीं है. सो क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस भी अफेक्ट करता है एक बिजनेस को. Right, so these were all the external micro and macro environment and their factors. Next we have a third kind of environment, which is the educational environment. But how does the education of particular country or particular region affects the business environment in general? So let's first understand how many kinds of education do we have in India. Now this context is according to the previous national education policy, which is still implemented in this year, that is 2023. But in the coming years we'll have the new national education policy, so that application will be different. But according to the current policy, our primary education ranges from 1st standard to 5th standard, which is controlled or handled by the government of India. Then we have lower secondary from 5th to 8th, 6th to 8th, and then we have upper secondary from 9th and 10th. So as of now we have this 1 to 10 structure. Then we have +2 structure for the secondary higher secondary education, where we talk about junior colleges 11th and 12th. Then we have higher education, where we talking about degree, that is your bachelor's, where you get +3 stages again, that is your first year, second year and third year. And then we have professional education, which is after you have completed your graduation. This is, as I told you, this is according to the current national education policy. In the revised version, which will be implemented after few years, the policy has changed, the structure has changed. But because currently we are under the previous policy, we will follow this method. So the education environment is going to affect the business, because जो भी see, obviously the youth is the future of our country. So हमारा youth इस education sector या इस education structure को follow करते हुए ही business या market में enter करता है. तो क्या उन्होंने वो proper skills and वो education सीखा है क्या, जो एक business को sustain कर सकता है? And that is why बहुत ज़रूरी हो जाता है कि हम अपने education को upgrade करें, ताकि वो industry level से match कर पाए. So if we look at the educational environment and its impact on business, so we can first consider professionalism. So if we have a very well educated background, I will understand what my profession really requires. Now if I am in the teaching profession, I need to know what are the code of conducts which I need to follow, what are the rules and regulations, what is the kind of personality that I must carry, right? So how much time I should give, how much sincerity I should show towards my job. So this kind of professionalism in terms of punctuality, in terms of personality, in terms of behavior, it will only be inculcated in me if I have had a thorough education. Then we have quality decision making. So we are able to make better decisions when we are well informed. तो जब मेरे पास enough information होगा तो मैं अच्छे decisions ले पाऊंगी, and वो education से ही मुझे मिलेगा. Then research and development. So when we have gone through a area of study for a longer period of time, we will be better equipped to research in that area and develop the field. The social responsibilities, because I have been educated on a particular topic, I will understand the challenges faced in those fields, and I will take up my social responsibility towards that field. Then we have leadership qualities, because I have had training in my particular field. I will understand what are the drawbacks, what are the lacking points of that field, and I may take a leadership charge and I may try to change things, right? Then innovation and creativity, because as I said, research comes from innovation and creativity. I have spent so much time with the subject that I know what are the drawbacks, and I could work on them. Then there is improvement in the work culture, because I have been educated, I have a sensitive what I can say, inclination or an understanding on how culture works and how to be a team player amidst an entire organization. And then at last we will have higher efficiency because I have more skills, I have more knowledge. So overall, the education environment impacts the business and it could be considered under the external environment or internal environment, or somewhere like, falling in between of the two. So here we are done with the constituents of our business environment. In the next video, we'll look at the further third part, that is what are the international elements in a business environment. So thank you for today.